And welcome back. Taliban making comeback. Look what the military wants Trump to do. Well, we all remember how Trump gave General Mad Dog Mattis the ability and the means to use America's entire arsenal to crush ISIS. Military advisors are asking Trump for 3,000 more troops to combat the Taliban. WashingtonExaminer.com reports President Trump's top military advisors are proposing a 3,000 troop increase as the United States looks to confront a resurgence of the Taliban in Afghanistan. Under the new proposal, 3,000 troops would be added to the existing force of 8,400 with the additional matching troop requested from NATO nations. The White House has remained largely silent on its plans in Afghanistan, with the press secretary Sean Spicer telling reporters Monday he did not have any new information to share. H.R. McMaster, Trump's national security advisor, has been conducting a policy review on Afghanistan and has been expected to announce more details on the administration's strategy by the end of the month. That is crazy, though. 8,400 troops can take on the Middle East with the ability of drones and unmanned vehicles. That's insane. Only 8,400 can control an entire region under America's firepower. Let's take a listen.
To send several thousand.
Hunter.
Thank you, Sean. Last week, officials indicated the Pentagon planned to send the president a proposal to send several thousand additional troops to Afghanistan. Can you confirm whether or not the president has made a decision about sending additional troops to Afghanistan? And if so, when are they going, how many are going, and what is their mission?
Yeah, I'll refer you to the Department of Defense on that. They are in contact with them, but we have nothing to share at this time.
I want to ask you a big picture question about Afghanistan. You were asked about troop levels, and you don't have an answer to that. But last week, the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction painted a very grim picture. Security incidents through March reached the highest level in a decade. Civilian casualties were the highest on record. There's rampant drug use in Afghanistan. So as the president weighs this request for more troops, what's going to be his ultimate goal? Is it going to be stability? Is it outright victory in the 16th, 17th year of this war?
Well, I think number one, he wants to make sure that we defeat ISIS. That is something that is in our national security interest. Make sure that we protect our people, but does so in a very responsible, smart way. I mean, he's talked about not projecting, where he's going and what he's going to do to let the enemy know ahead of time. And part of that guidance and that his national security team is giving him are different pieces that you're talking about. How do we achieve those key outcomes? How do we do what's in the country's best interest and utilize our military and our treasure to the best of our ability? That is something that we're continuing to work on and do, and that's part of what he is getting briefed on and is implementing. It's so I'm not entirely sure if that answers what you're going, but that is what he has been getting briefed on, and that is the kind of decision-making process that is currently underway.
Is the president displeased with the current state of affairs in Afghanistan?
Well, I think he wants to make sure that we do what we can to win, and that's why he charged the generals and other military advisors and national security team to come up with a plan that can get us there.
Fascinating. Well, by any means necessary, it's unfortunate Taliban and ISIS were giving a vacuum in which to come to power, but their backs are up against the ropes. Maybe this year will be the year that they are wiped from the earth. Look what has happened to this waitress who refused to serve Trump supporters. A waitress who worked at Brick and Barley in Grand Forks, North Dakota, has been fired after she refused to serve drinks to customers after she asked them their political views. From GOP, The Daily Dose, a man in North Dakota decided to hit the Brick and Barley restaurant in downtown Grand Forks on Friday for a drink. What he got was abuse for his political views. According to a Facebook post by North Dakota resident Lucas Mondry, his friends and him were denied service at Brick and Barley restaurant in Grand Forks because they support President Trump. The waitress specifically asked them their political views, and they answered truthfully. to take a look at Mondry's post. We were asked who we voted for, and because of our response, we were denied our drinks. I understand people can have their opinions, but I felt this was extremely unprofessional. I respect everyone's right as a citizen to vote for whomever they choose, and I expect the same. Extremely disappointed on how I was treated. The bar owners got wind of the post and replied saying, "Coming in should be fun and relaxing," which was definitely not what occurred this evening when we were made aware of what happened. I immediately drove downtown and fired the employee. That was completely unacceptable behavior, and I am so sorry. Another communist fired. Breaking. President Trump just did something to his Twitter page that sent the media into a frenzy. Of course, that's not difficult. Every Twitter post that President Trump puts sends them for a spin. They can't stop talking about it. Of course, I guess that's kind of the point. President Trump is now pinning Twitter posts he makes to the header of his Twitter feed page. I saw this earlier. Director Clapper reiterated what everybody, including the fake news media, already knows. There is no evidence of collusion with Russia and Trump. That's funny. That's the only argument they have. You're either racist or you're a Putin spy or something. That's awesome. Trump really has made Twitter a major platform. I wonder how much money he's made them. I bet it's amazing. Wow, look what Sally Yates admitted to doing while testifying in the Senate. Former acting Attorney General Sally Yates has admitted to defying President Trump's executive order by attempting to defend her decision to do so. From Breitbart, former acting Attorney General Sally Yates, testifying in the Senate on Monday, attempted to defend her decision to defy President Trump's executive order suspending travel from several terror-prone countries in January. Yates told the Senate Judiciary Committee that her decision was made not purely as a policy matter, but suggests that she had been guided by statements that were contemporaneously or prior to the order. She did not specify which statements she meant, but several of the judges who have blocked the executive order and its less ambitious successor have referred to statements made by Trump on the campaign trail about a Muslim ban. Under questioning, Yates admitted that people of goodwill can make different decisions about this, having just argued moments before that the conclusion of the Department of Justice Office of Legal Counsel was so wrong that it had to be overruled. And I wonder what these people would say once white people become a minority in the country that they created. Would they still be singing the same tune? I don't think so.